Welcome to your magic moon message. I'm a little bit early. The moon is right now at the end of Libra, but I'm going to record this a little bit early. Shout out to The Vision, by the way. It's Monday. Check out that song. Really fire. And shout out to you, bro. Another Team Gemini representative. Welcome to Gemini season. The winds of change are here. I'm going to be doing a publicly available monthly peace report for Gemini season 5 p.m. PST. Make sure you catch that live. The replay is only going to be available for members, but you can watch the live with us 5 p.m. PST today on my YouTube channel. The moon is enacting 150 degrees, 0 degrees Scorpio to 0 degrees Gemini. All right. This is going to be followed up with the sun trine to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. We have not had a Pluto Aquarius trine to the sun, really, I believe, in 248 years. And if we did have one last year, I'm not sure if it retrograded back into Capricorn, but the extreme awakening of humanity and the extreme intensity of what's beginning to uproot out of what has been hidden and how people are awakening to the nature of the collective is everything that will beam towards the sun in Gemini to apply this supernatural awakening to your enlightened awareness. The sun in Aries is I am. The sun in Taurus is I have. The sun in Gemini is I think. We are communicating who we are and the value of what we have. So set up the final part of this activation. So before the summer season, second quarter, the first quarter ends with the effect of the actions we took with the eclipse in Aries and this grand innovative evolution through Uranus and Taurus that has kicked us off the end of chapter 2. We're getting ready to usher in chapter 3, the winds of change. Okay, look at this fan right here. This fan is the effect of a fixed mechanism. There's power being generated to this fan. The fan now creates a fixed mechanism, and what's the effect produced? Wind, air. Shout out to Dolo. And with that being said, we're getting ready to actually experience what we've done and manifested the past 2 months. This is what's going to change our minds so that when we begin quarter 2, we are applying this change of perception towards the direction we begin to integrate during quarter 2. Quarter 1 is activation. Quarter 2, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Virgo being the mutable effect of Cancer and Leo is season 2, where we quite literally heat things up on the northern hemisphere. So I would get excited, especially if you're Gemini and an air sign. Yep, motherfuckers been talking shit, and we back. We back, bitch. We back. My bad. Gemini is back to expand the messenger channels. Jupiter is going to be expanding our vocabulary all year so we can just have more things to talk shit about, or at least sound a lot smarter as we communicate a lot that needs to be communicated. And considering how energy has shifted throughout so many different fields in consciousness and life, now we get to talk about it. And this is going to set the tone and attitude, third house, of who you are and what you're getting ready to activate. This is going to kick off with the full moon in Sagittarius. So the 150 degree angle, the 180 degree angle that the moon in Scorpio will be making all through Scorpio is deepening the wisdom you will understand necessary to integrate and tie together this newly fresh enlightened awareness as an extension of the natural grounding and evolution of our 5 senses, now that which we have sowed the seeds to strengthen how much more we can sense. Based on that foundation, Taurus, we can think so much more smart, or so much smarter. That's the science behind that. And thankfully the next 30 days, because the sun is in the constellation of Taurus. So if you listen to idiots who try and convince you that constellations are zodiac signs, you will miss the fact that we don't base transits off of constellations because they are not zodiac signs. So while it's in the constellation of Taurus, it's in the zodiac sign of Gemini. The ecliptic path of the sun in its intersection with the Earth's celestial equator has now allowed the passage of time and daylight to prepare for the solstice. That's why it's in the sign of Gemini. And we have officially began the firmware update of enlightenment. Last year, I was talking about this pertaining to programming your spiritual AI, your spiritual intelligence. And we're back to do it again with an updated upgrade to our hardware, our body. So the next 30 days is going to, not only with Jupiter and Venus, really bring this expansive beauty of so much to communicate, but the definition of who we are through what we communicate and what tone we established. This is going to produce the effects of supernatural activations and awakening of power and energy. And Gemini is the birth of an ability and skill, the evolution of your skills through Jupiter in Gemini, that will express this. In Kanye West's interview, when he said that God is returned, he was referencing the Jupiter return, because he and his daughter have the God construct. Young Thug has Sun, Jupiter, and Leo. Whenever you have Sun on Jupiter, you are a God construct. Young Thug is the heart of Zeus, Sun, Jupiter, Leo. MVP, the UFC fighter, is the ego of Zeus, Sun, Jupiter, Aries. Sun, Jupiter, Gemini is the voice of Zeus, the voice of God through here, the king of the gods. So it's going to be interesting to see through Gemini representatives like himself how he, keeps to his word, and like many other mascots, really champion this expression, whether you're Gemini moon, rising, moon, you're a vessel, rising, you're an instrument. So this is very exciting, y'all. The presence of the sun here with Pluto is going to beam you in intensely to the experience, right? Because Aries just activated the power. Taurus now strengthened the energy. Now this is the initial experience that will begin to square Pisces. I'm going to talk all about this in my monthly peace report. But with Scorpio here, past the nodes that have unlocked the balance of where we take our actions in Aries with Mars on the North Node that we're destined to, this is going to tie everything together by not only giving you an understanding of wisdom, but psychologically transforming the behavior of how you must think moving forward. All of this is based off of the new moon in Taurus we had with Jupiter, Uranus, and Venus. And now that we're getting ready to get 180 degrees from that, this new energy we've activated, these new values we've activated, are converting to the production of the experience that we will now come to harvest a change of mind because of the values we have activated and the magic beanstalks we have sowed. And we're getting ready to harvest that in 2.5 days. This is going to be wild, crazy. The moon in Sag is wild, Gemini's crazy, moon in Sag, sun, Gem, wild, crazy. Okay, so before these winds shift, with Jupiter getting ready to go 29 degrees Taurus, Venus and Uranus coming at the end of Taurus, this is still going to bring this innovation and expansion of your natural senses and the values you stand on. So you're going to all season be enlightened to, at a next level, more efficient ways of communicating everything you've experienced since last June. And this is going to be very exciting because I think, once again, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces show the effect of what you've done in the previous cardinal and fixed sign seasons. And this is going to add more confidence in applying the Taurus so that you can communicate and let those who might be opposite in your view of thinking know that they can suck your dick, especially if you're a woman. Tell them to suck your dick. This is the Gemini season for that. And this is championing an element of truth that will battle the Pisces squares, which can influence the collective through false narratives to twist the meaning of your words. So when you say you like cats, now you're a dog hater, right? That type of thing. This is just meant to challenge how much you still speak that your truth, the truth, and align the integrity of Saturn so that you're practicing what you preach. Everything you're saying is aligned to the integrity of what you believe. All right. And other than that, this with the moon in Scorpio is going to expose what facet of people's behavior and psyche that you can hide. You can make videos, you can try and hide on your face, through your behavior and how it is you live your ideas, you will be exposed for better or for worse. You'll be exposed for being on point or for being a filthy liar. All right. So be mindful of that. The moon that's going to trine Saturn in Pisces and then subsequently Neptune is going to not only reinforce this integrity of beliefs attached to how you're tying together this transformation of your behavior and routine, as this is making a Virgo signature, 150 to 180, but it's also going to tie you into monstrous synchronicities, haunting, if anything, that will be nonlinear. However, with the opposition of Scorpio to Taurus, this is going to add so much more psychological depth to how much more you have enhanced your natural quality of sensing, smelling sharper, seeing sharper, tasting sharper. And Scorpio is now, relative to how much you've evolved, going to feel deeper depths because now you wear different clothes. You've outgrown your old clothes, so you're feeling how much deeper you can tie together this new wardrobe, let's just say, as it applies to now this enlightened awareness that is going to, as I like to use as an analogy, draw you out of Plato's cave. As Gemini represents that 7 and 9-year-old development of curiosity. What's that? What's that? Kids say the darndest things before Virgo, mid-adulthood. Well, adult 20s to 30s, where now you're no longer a kid. You're analyzing and figuring out your way in the world through work and techniques. So this is going to activate amazing new magical abilities like a firmware update you do every year. However, with Pluto, you're going to find that there is a supernatural element to this where you're not just saying things. Maybe things can happen as you say it. Hey, you just so I'm not going to correlate that to say that this was a causation, but play with that realm of possibility and be very mindful. Be very mindful because this is going to be a crazy season. There's a lot of things people want to say. And with Scorpio's angle with the moon to Mars in Aries, this is going to transform your understanding based on the balance of the moon in Libra of how more to attack this personal mission. As you're taking action, you're doing the original acts that need to be done to unlock this power and move forward. Look, let people be weak little bitches and so intimidated and project negativity at you. They don't have the courage to say this to your face. They have to hide behind a crowd of other people to reinforce their opinion because they have an external locus of control. And if they were any of a threat, it would have been experienced. You're clearly the threat, which is why this weird energy is being thrown at you, because maybe your integrity makes those who live a lie uncomfortable, and they should feel uncomfortable because, the truth back, Gemini back, baby. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this season moving forward. The depth of wisdom that will be uncovered, especially with the Neptunian 29-degree layers of the veil being peeled back, will give you very lucrative and psychological insight of how to take new ideas and begin to transform your behavior around them. And all of this is to prepare you for the full moon. That's going to be wild crazy. So just keep that in mind. I hope you enjoy this Gemini season. Shout out to Geminis. You deserve it. Congratulations, Taurus. This was well worth it. And until next time, peace.